Of course, we're living in a world where AI is advancing at an extraordinary pace, reshaping the way we work, communicate, and even think. But as technology grows more and more powerful, it's our human empathy, intuition, and lived experience that technology simply cannot replicate. For more on this, we are joined by life coach Jess Stuart. Good morning to you, Jess. This is a fascinating topic. Do you think we are losing an aspect of our sort of the rawness of humanity due to this onslaught of AI and technology?
Yes, technology is great, right? And we're relying heavily on it. But there'll be certain skills that are human that will become commodities because AI, for example, will always be artificial. We are real, and we'll start to seek that out. But some of those real skills are the same skills that we're losing because of our reliance on tech.
Yeah, right. So we're actually losing that kind of ability to be human because we're then having it sucked out of us. Tell us the difference. What's the difference between IQ, EQ, and HQ?
Yeah, so it's a term I've coined HQ for Human Quota. So we have IQ, as in our intellect, that kind of helps us get on in life, and EQ, our emotional intelligence. HQ is these human components, the things that will set us apart from robots in the future.
So how can we make the most of the human qualities that we have?
I think we need to practice them. We need to treat them like gold because they will be when it is our only point of difference. And so things like our empathy, things like being able to see each other as human, things like our attention and focus, all of the things that technology quietly erodes in the background because of our reliance on it, this is the stuff that will set us apart. So it's super important we continue to build it.
And you mentioned attention in your list there, and that is certainly one of the things that I think is already hugely noticeable in not just children, but adults as well. Attention spans have been diminished significantly. You were saying that even someone you work with, one of the training modules, the workplace training modules, are now TikTok style. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so the science is now showing that our attention spans are shorter now than they have been. And technology, our brain adapts accordingly, right? Technology, it's all about quick bites and little snippets here and there. So we're training our brains to only focus for a short time, which means when we have to focus for a long time, whether it's reading a report or even on a movie, our brains are just losing that art. So when we think about where insight and creativity and innovation lives, that's in this ability to focus. When we're looking at our shorter attention spans, we're losing that ability to focus. So
to take that on, is it a matter of just disconnecting yourself from technology sometimes, you know, leaving the phone away or in a different room?
I think there's a number of things. Look, technology is wonderful and we need it in our life. I think it's more about our relationship with it. How do we use it rather than it using us? So there are times in our life where we just need to let our brain do its thing because otherwise it's like a muscle we stop using, we lose it. And so being able to turn the phone down when we're wanting to focus and concentrate, turning notifications off, and having some space in our calendars and our schedules where we're not attached to something or inside a virtual world, and letting our brains do the things that it's naturally evolved to do.
Because are we seeing I guess an impact on our emotional intelligence as well, with our brains and minds being so constantly flooded with colour and, you know?
Yeah, I think when you think about emotional intelligence, to build that, it relies on human-to-human interaction.
Right.
And when we're constantly interacting through screens and in virtual worlds, we're losing this realness, and this is where we build some of those skills like empathy. And so the knock-on effect of that is when we're online, we struggle sometimes to appreciate there's an actual human at the other end of some of those comments. And of course, we've got a lot of division and polarization out there, particularly online, as a result of that.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting topic. I'm fascinated by it, and as you say, I think we all just need to make a bit of a concerted effort to be a part of the world and not just a part of our tech and our phones. Jess Stuart, thank you so much for coming in.
Pleasure.